Bonjour everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to study le futur simple, the future simple future tense we can say in today's class. Okay, so in this lecture, we are going to study about the conjugations, that how to make the future tense and what kind of conjugation we are using, how to use different kind of verbs in like in this sentence, and also we are going to do some exercises and some sentences with which we can practice this tense. Okay, the first thing is the rules, that how to conjugate the future simple and what termination do we use, what endings do we use for making this simple future tense. So first of all, the future simple is used to describe an action that will happen in the future. That means we are using this tense to describe the actions which are going to happen in the future. So it's often used with time expressions such as dama. Dama means tomorrow. We are going to do something tomorrow. So it's a future action, okay? Plus tard means later. Something which we are going to do later. It will happen in the future. L'année prochaine means next year. That means something we are going to do which will happen on the next year. So, etc. These kind of actions which will happen in the future. For describing those actions, the tense used is le futur simple. So, how to form this tense? What are the conjugations? What are the terminations which we add for making this tense? So, first of all, for the formation, there is a simple rule that for er ending and ir ending verbs, you just have to keep the infinitive form and simply add the endings of the future simple tense. Okay. So for er and ir ending verbs, we do not change the verb. What do? We simply keep the infinitive form of the verb. We keep the verb in the simplest form. We don't change the verb and we simply add the endings to it. And another part, for the re ending verbs, what we have to do, we just have to drop the final e. We remove the final e from the infinitive and then add the endings. What are the endings for the future simple? These are ai. Ai means when our subject is je, we add a ai at the end of verb. Okay, if the sentence starts with to, we add simply as at the end of the verb for conjugating the verb with to in future. Okay, so if our like subject, le sujet, is il, elle, or on, what do? We take the verb and we simply add a to it. We take some examples after this and then you will understand it more. For conjugating the verb with nu, we add ons at the end of verb if it's er or ir ending verb. Otherwise, we will remove the e and then we would add ons. Similarly, ez and ont in the respective forms when the subject is vous and il. Now we are going to take some examples for that. Then it will be more clear that how to add the endings, how to keep like er and ir ending verb in the same form and drop the e from the infinitive for the re ending verb. Okay, these are the conjugation. First example is for er ending verb. Second example is for ir ending verb. Third example is for re ending verb. Okay, now parler means to speak. We want to convert this verb into the future, simple future, that I will speak. Now we do not add different words in French for will or shall. We simply change the conjugations of the verb according to subject and add the termination, or we can say endings, to the verb for making it into the future. For instance, you just have to remember that you will add ai at the end of verb at the infinitive form of the verb, okay, for conjugating with je. We would pronounce it as je parlerai. Je parlerai. It means I will speak. I will speak. Okay. Now, as I told you that when our subject is tu, when we conjugate the verb with tu, we simply add as at the end of er ending verb. We would not pronounce this ending as. The pronunciation would be parlera. Tu parlera. It means you will speak. Okay, you will speak. Then, for conjugating the verb with il or elle, we simply take the er ending verb if it is in the regular form. Okay, here we are talking about the only regular verbs. We simply add a at the end of the verb. So we pronounce it as parlera. Il parlera means he will speak. Elle parlera means she will speak. Okay, so when the subject is il and elle, the ending would be a. Simply we are adding the ending to the verb, okay, to the infinitive form of the verb. So when it's nu, the subject is nu, and we want to say that we will speak. We will speak. We simply take the er ending verb and we would add ons at the end. Now on is pronounced as on, so it's parleront, parleront, nous parlerons. Okay, ending s here would be silent. Then if you want to say that you will speak in the formal form, when you want to say vous as you will speak, you will speak in the formal way, then we simply add ez at the end of the infinitive form of the verb. It's pronounced as parlerez, parlerez. Okay, vous parlerez means you will speak. Now if you want to say that they will speak, okay, they will speak. Now they could be il or they could be elle. Okay, they will speak. The termination here, at the end of the verb, we would add ont. We would say ils parleront, elles parleront. Ok, maintenant, répétez après moi. Je parlerai, tu parleras, il parlera, elle parlera, nous parlerons, vous parlerez, ils parleront, elles parleront. Okay, then we take the finir verb. Finir means to finish. It means to finish. Now we want to make the sentences I will finish, you will finish, and he or she will finish, like this. So again, this is ir ending verb. We don't change the ir ending verb if it is in the regular form. We simply add the endings to this. Okay, the ending would be same as we have done above. So je finirai, je finirai. We are simply adding ai here because our subject is je. It means I will finish. I will finish. Okay. Now we wanted to say that you will finish. You will finish. So we take the verb. We would add as at the ending as our subject is tu. So tu finiras. Tu finiras. It means you will finish. Okay. You will finish. Now, if you want to say that he will finish or she will finish, then we would take the verb and simply add a at the end as our subject is il or elle. So, il finira means he will speak. Répétez. Il finira. Elle finira. Elle finira. Okay, now if you want to say that we will finish with the nu, you want to like add the termination, so we would take the verb and we simply add ons at the end of verb. It would become nous finirons, nous finirons, which means we will speak, pardon, we will finish, we will finish. Then the subject is vous. With vous, what do? We take the verb in the simplest, in the infinitive form, then we add ez at the end. Vous finirez. Vous finirez. You will finish. You will finish. Okay, vous finirez, you will finish. Now, with them, with they as plural, so if this is il or elle, we simply add ont at the regular infinitive form of the ir ending verb. So, ils finiront or elles finiront. Okay, it means they will finish. They will finish. Now, the third form of the verb is RE ending verb. Now, in the RE ending verb, do memorize that before adding the endings to the end of the verb, we simply drop E from the end, okay? For instance, if you want to say that I will sell, then you will say je vendrai. Now look out here, we are adding the same ending AI because the subject is je, but we are dropping the E from the end. Je vendrai, je vendrai. With the tu, we would drop the e from the end and simply add as the conjugation. So, tu vendras. Tu vendras. It means you will sell. Je vendrai means I will sell. Tu vendras means you will sell. Now, if you want to say that he will sell or she will sell, so we will simply drop the e from the end and add it at here. So it will be il vendra, elle vendra. Il vendra, elle vendra. Okay. Now it means he will sell or she will sell. Okay. She will sell. So if you want to say we will sell. So it would be, we would take the verb and drop the e from the end, remove the final e, and we would add the ending, which is ons. Nous vendrons. Nous vendrons, which means we will sell. We will sell. Vous vendrez. We would remove the e from the end and we would add ez towards the end. It will be vous vendrez. Vous vendrez, which means you will sell. You will sell. Okay. Then the final, it's il and l. Vendront. We are removing the final e. We are adding ont towards the end. It's they will sell. Ils vendront. Elles vendront. Ils vendront and elles vendront. So for the irregular verbs, the endings are like the same, but if we are not talking about the ending, so the stems of the verb, as we are keeping the regular verb in the same form, in the infinitive form, but the stem here in the irregular verbs, it's different. Okay, for the irregular verbs, it's not same. We cannot take the verb like avoir, it's a simple verb, but it's ir ending verb. So the ideal rule should be that we are adding the same endings to this verb, but no, this is not going to happen because avoir is an irregular verb. So for the irregular verb, there are irregular stems in the future simple, but the ending remains same. So what do we have to do? We have to just memorize that irregular stem for that particular verb. Okay. So that's what we are going to study here in the irregular verbs. So if the verb is irregular, some of the verbs which are irregular, they have irregular stems in the future simple, but the ending remain the same. But the endings remain the same. For instance, here the first example is avoir verb. Avoir verb, which means to have. Avoir means to have. So if you want to say that I will have, I will have, you would say je aurai. How it have become? Ideally it was like this. Je and AUR is the stem for avoir verb. Then we would add the ending. It was like this. So this was a vowel. So we are dropping this E and we are keeping it like this. Jure. Jure. Okay. Jure is I will have. Similarly, now we are keeping the same stem. AUR, 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 and it's same for all of the like sujet, and endings are same. Just you have to memorize is that we cannot use the avoir verb in the as it is form, in the infinitive form, for making the simple future tense or le futur simple. Okay, you just have to add the endings to this stem which we are going to memorize. So the ending would remain same. It's as in case of tu, it's a in case of il and l, it's ons in case of nu. Similarly, it's ezat if we are talking about who, and lastly ont if we are talking about il and l. Okay, so if you want to say you will have, it will be tu auras, tu auras. He will have is il aura, she will have elle aura. Okay, il aura, elle aura. We will have is nous jouerons, nous jouerons. You will have is vous jouerez, vous jouerez. Okay, they will have is ils joueront or L ruront. In the similar way, the stem for ether verb is ser. Okay, so we are going to add the endings to this stem ser for ether. Okay, ether verb means to be. So if you want to say that I will be, or you want to say you will be, he will be, she will be, like this, we are going to add the ending to the ser stem. So it would be je serai. Je serai, which means I will be. Je serai. You will be is tu seras. Tu seras. And for he and she, il sera and elle sera. Il sera, elle sera. He will be, she will be. For we will be, if you want to say we will be, then nous serons, nous serons. For saying that you will be, you will be, it will be vous serez, vous serez. And if you want to say that they will be, they will be, we would say ils seront, elles seront. Okay. Similarly, aller, which means to go, the stem here is ir. Okay, we are adding the endings to the ir. So you just have to memorize that for making the conjugation of aller verb, if you want to say that I will go, you will go, he or she will go, like this, you are going to keep the stem ir for all of the subjects, and then we are adding the endings. Then you will memorize the faire verb, which either means to do or to make. The stem here is fer. You will be adding the endings here to the stem fer. Okay, it means that I will do or I will make. Similarly, you will do or you will make. The final verb irregular which we are going to study in this class is venir. Venir means to come. So for this, the termination for adding the endings, the stem here is viandre. Viandre. Okay, so it would be je viendrai, which means I will come. Tu viendras, you will come. Il viendra or elle viendra, he will come or she will come, like this. We are going to use these kind of irregular verb, but the ending wouldn't change, they will remain the same. Okay, this is the final exercise. For checking the corrections to this question, you can download the PDF given below in the description link. I request you to like and share my video, and please do subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. See you around in the another lecture. Au revoir.